Good evening. Welcome and thank you for joining the Northeast Carpenters Benefit Funds office for the Mid-Career Journeymen webinar. My name is Pete Tonya and I'm the Executive Director of your benefit funds. The Mid-Career Seminar is a time where we want to review your benefits in a summary fashion to make you aware of the benefit entitlements you are earning as a union carpenter. We would like to have had this seminar in person, but we too are adapting to the current economic and social environment. But we're overjoyed in the response that we have received with the number of you that chose to join us this evening. In fact, we are hoping to have more frequent remote seminars in the future in light of the overwhelming response and feedback that you have provided, where you're able to review these seminars at the comfort of your homes. A recent Polygenius survey uncovered that major gaps in Americans' understanding of basic health insurance terms. The survey stated that only 4% of Americans are able to correctly define all four terms that determine how much they would pay personally to have to pay for medical services and drugs. So copays, co-insurance, deductibles, and out-of-pocket maximums, these are all common medical insurance terms. But do you know what they mean? Well, tonight we're going to review some of that information and hopefully make you a little bit more understanding of what your benefits are. And we at the fund office understand that after a hard day's work, the last thing that you want to do is read our communications. So we are hoping that these seminars will provide you a better way of delivering the message that we want to share. Our agenda tonight is pretty simple. We will review with you your medical and retirement benefits. Firstly, on the panel with me tonight, we have Hra Mastercard. Hra is the Northeast Funds Office Medical Manager, who will review with you a number of slides on your medical benefits. And Ben Camacho, he's our retirement specialist, and he will describe your pension and annuity benefits. And at the end of the seminar, we will have an open forum for questions and answers, where Ian Rue, the Edison Fund Director, will join the panelists and answer any general questions you may have. But before I turn it over to Hra, just a couple quick slides on important resources that are available to you. The first is the fund's website and mobile app. On both of these mediums, you also have access to your member dashboard, where you can see your personal profile and benefits that you have earned, as well as a full description of all the different benefits under your coverage. This next screenshot is one of your member dashboard on the fund's website. And here you can see that it is your profile with your address. It shows your work history and eligibility. And in the menu, you can also view your annuity account and check other important items like your beneficiary or your hours, to make sure that the contractor that you are working for is paying your benefits. And electronic forms like change of address and reciprocal forms. All important communications for you to talk to with the fund office. We also send out a monthly newsletter, and our focus here is to provide you with only relevant news and changes without inundating you with boring fund information. I encourage you to take a few minutes each month when you receive the newsletter to review it. Like I said, we only put information in it that is relevant for that month, or if there are any important changes to your benefits that we need to communicate to you. And as you may have seen in some of the previous newsletters, we also post member stories. So if you have had a long career or are working on an interesting job that you would like to share with your fellow carpenters, please contact us and we will work with you to draft an article. And lastly, the fund has a Facebook and Instagram following, where we only post important changes and reminders, and more recently, a YouTube channel, which has all the videos that we have constructed that talk to you through your benefits. So now let me turn it over to Hra. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Good evening, everybody. My name is Hra Mastercard, and I'm the manager of the health department. I will be providing you a high-level overview of your health benefits and touch on some health benefit perks in these next few slides. Let's start with eligibility requirements. As you may already know, in order to become eligible for health coverage, you must earn a certain number of hours worked within a certain period. For the April 1st eligibility period, commercial carpenters must work either at least 600 hours from July 1st to December 31st, or 1,200 hours from January 1st to December 31st. For the October 1st eligibility period, you must work 600 hours from January 1st to June 30th, or 1,200 hours from July 1st to June 30th. For the shop and casino carpenters, those numbers slightly differ. During both of those 6-month periods, you will have to work at least 850 hours, or in the 12-month period, work at least 1,700 hours. Now, I just mentioned that one of our work periods ends June 30th, which is very quickly approaching. That is why it is extremely important to always check your hours. You can do this by simply visiting the website and logging into the web portal and reviewing your personal dashboard where your work hours and eligibility will be located. Lastly, you can also view our YouTube channel where you can watch videos on the work hour requirements, eligibility, and much more. Now we just went over the work period and requirements. If you have missed eligibility this past April due to the pandemic, you have the option to receive a continuation of your benefits. President Joe Biden signed the American Rescue Plan Act regarding COBRA coverage. If you are eligible for this, you have received a letter and enrollment form. If you wish to enroll, please complete that form and return to the fund office within 60 days of receipt. Don't hesitate, get that form in as soon as you can. It is due no later than July 1st. Every year, you will receive what's called the Annual Coordination of Benefits Packet. This is also known as the COB. This goes out around every February of every year and is due back to the fund office by March 1st. This form is to ensure the fund captures any changes to your personal life, such as an address change, adding dependents, or changes in additional coverages you or your family members may have. You can complete and send this form back to the fund either by mail or simply by visiting the NCF website. If you complete the online version, you will be entered into a random drawing to win one of many great prize giveaways. Here are some of our main vendors that we use for your benefit coverage. Your medical coverage is through Independence Administrators. Prescription is through Express Scripts, also known as ESI. Mental health coverage is with a company called Mental Health Consultants, commonly known as MHC. And we also have a telehealth benefit, which you can simply visit a doctor virtually, and that is through MD Live. This slide is a brief overview of your medical coverage through Independence Administrators. Your medical plan is from April 1st to March 31st of every year. For office visits, you'll be responsible for a $10 copay, and for emergency room visits, that copay is $100. All preventative care, such as wellness visits, vaccines such as the flu shot, and screenings are covered at no cost. Your out-of-pocket max for in-network benefits is $1,000 if it's only yourself, and if it's for your family, that max is $2,000. Please keep in mind that any money you spend out of network will not count toward your out-of-pocket max, and you will be balance billed for that service. You can access your medical benefit information through Independence Administrators by visiting the website, calling the toll-free number, or download the app directly to your smartphone. I highly recommend downloading the app. This way, your ID card, benefit information, medical history, and claims information will all be stored directly on that app should you lose your card or need to look up your information. There's also other information such as health tips and tools that you can check out on the website and app as well. Your prescription plan through Express Scripts offers you a 30-day supply for generic medications at a $5 copay or a 90-day supply of generic medications at a $10 copay. Starting this past May 1st, you can now receive your 90-day supply using mail order with Express Scripts, or you can pick up your medication at your nearby CVS. For brand name medications, whether it's a 30 or 90-day supply, you'll be responsible for 20% of the cost for that medication, which will be considered your copay. So if it's possible, I recommend getting that generic version of your brand name medication to lower your out-of-pocket cost. For the most part, very expensive medications will fall under the specialty medications category, which will cause that 20% copay to add up fairly quickly. With that, we use a company called Accredited to help with the cost of your specialty medications and save on to help you pay for that cost of those medications. Like the Independence Administrators app, you can also download the Express Scripts app. There you'll be able to refill prescriptions, pay a bill, set reminders, and check the status of your orders. MHC offers services for behavioral health, such as individual or family counseling, mental and nervous conditions, and also substance abuse. You can check out a list of their services directly online by visiting their website at mhconsultants.com. And like your medical plan, there is a $10 copay for any services you receive with MHC. MD Live is a telehealth benefit offered to you at no cost and provides you the convenience of receiving care with a healthcare professional directly through your phone in the comfort of your own home, and assists you with minor illnesses such as the cold and flu, allergies, or acne. To get started, you can text Level Care Health to 635-483 or visit mdlive.com/levelcarehealth. You can also download the MD Live app directly to your smartphone. Here you'll be able to visit doctors on your phone, keep track of your records, get prescriptions sent directly to your local pharmacy, and send pictures right to your doctor. The fund was very excited to launch our brand new benefit, which became newly effective yesterday, June 1st. It's a diabetes program called OneDrop. OneDrop allows you to have access to the tools, supplies, and support you need to successfully manage your diabetes. The best part is that the program is accessible to you at no cost. This is a free benefit to eligible participants and family members living with diabetes. If interested, all you will need to do is answer a few questions about yourself and your health, download the app, and a OneDrop starter kit will be tailored just for you and your health. Below is the contact number and website if interested. Here's a look at what the OneDrop app looks like. It offers you personal coaching, a transformation plan, tracking tools, and most importantly, your health results. Another new benefit which became effective June 1st is a hearing benefit called Audionet. Audionet provides hearing aids to members with a fixed out-of-pocket cost. Depending on the severity of your hearing loss and whether it's for one ear or both, will determine your out-of-pocket cost, which is listed below. And just a quick note, you can use your HRA monies for these out-of-pocket costs as they are HRA eligible. We just went over your active health benefits. In the next few slides, we'll review how to take advantage of those benefits by going over some preventative options that are readily available to you. This slide goes over some preventative health options you can utilize at any time. These include annual wellness visits with your family doctor, vaccines such as the flu shot, and preventative screenings. All of these options are available to you at no cost. The previous slide went over your general preventative care options that you should be utilizing annually at any age. This slide and the next will be specific to the preventative care options for both men and women. Men have access to colorectal and prostate screenings. If you know you have a family history of prostate or colon issues, I highly recommend speaking to your doctor about getting these screenings so that you can be ahead of the game should you have any one of these issues. Women also have access to colorectal screenings along with mammograms and cervical screenings. Again, if you have a family history related to any one of these issues, we highly recommend reaching out to your doctor to set up an appointment. Now, I just gave you a brief overview of available preventative cancer screenings for both men and women, but here are some more cancer stats which elaborate on the importance on preventative care. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. Of that, 90% or more of those with prostate cancer will survive if the cancer is caught early. Less than 20% will not. 1 in 23 men and 1 in 25 women will be diagnosed with colorectal cancer. Again, 90% or more will survive if it's caught early. Less than 17% will not. These stats are not to scare you, but to again stress the importance of preventative care and the cancer screenings. Now that we just went over those stats, we are excited to announce that we will have a very convenient colorectal screening benefit which will be available to you in the near future. This at-home test kit is called ColoFit. Just a note, this benefit does not replace the regular colonoscopy, but is rather a first step to see if you need one. ColoFit is an at-home benefit in which you submit a sample of your stool which will test to see if blood comes up. If blood shows up in your stool, you should call your doctor immediately to set up a colonoscopy. We do not yet have a set date of when this will be available to you, but it will be announced in our newsletter and on social media, so look out for that. MD Anderson has recently been named our preferred provider for cancer treatment. You can visit the many MD Anderson locations to either obtain preventative screenings, receive cancer treatment, or follow-up care. By using MD Anderson, there will be no cost associated with your service. If interested, you can call the dedicated Carpenters number at 856-735-6210. Next, we'll review your healthcare reimbursement account, also known as your HRA. The next slide will be a brief video explaining the HRA benefit.
The Carpenters HRA is a valuable benefit that helps pay for health-related out-of-pocket expenses. In the complex world of healthcare, it is important to keep your expenses in check, but that's easier said than done. If they could be managed conveniently with a single solution, things would be simpler. Now they can be. The Carpenters Hra Mastercard is a way for you to use your tax-free HRA contributions to pay for qualified healthcare expenses, such as prescriptions, co-payments, and co-insurance costs right at the point of sale, as well as the amount due on medical statements you receive in the mail. When you use the Hra Mastercard, the cost of your eligible expenses will be automatically deducted from your account, so you won't have to routinely submit receipts to verify the purchase. Just swipe and go. It's that easy. In addition to your Hra Mastercard, you will have access to a secure, easy-to-use web portal and mobile app to track your account balance, view claims, and submit requests for reimbursements for any non-card transactions. When you are ready to file a claim, simply log in, select HRA account, and upload your receipts. You can even take a picture and upload them right from your phone's camera. And if you need help, asking a question is as easy as clicking a button. For more information about your HRA benefit, please visit carpenters.fund.
I hope that brief video helps you better understand how the HRA benefit works. Now here are some examples of HRA eligible expenses that are covered by your HRA. You'll notice that you will not be able to use the HRA Blue Card for all of the eligible services such as vision, dental, and hearing care. But not to worry, should you need to pay out of pocket for an HRA eligible expense, you can use the web portal or mobile app to submit your claim for reimbursement, which was explained in the video. Again, that video along with other videos are available to you to watch anytime on our YouTube channel. With that said, it is now mandatory that you set up your direct deposit information so you can receive your HRA reimbursements directly to your bank account. You can update your direct deposit information by visiting the fund's website at ncf.carpenters.fund. Go to the HRA page and click on the link to the web portal and finally click on Tools and Support. There you can update your banking information. These instructions can also be viewed on our YouTube channel. So that concludes the health portion of tonight's webinar. If you would like more information about your health benefits, remember you can always visit our website at ncf.carpenters.fund, watch our YouTube videos, and as always, call the health department here at the fund. If you have any questions, you can submit them during the live Q&A session at the end of this presentation. I will now turn it over to Junior Camacho, who will provide you an overview of the pension and annuity benefits here with the fund.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm Junior Camacho, a retirement specialist, and I'll be going over your retirement benefits and a quick overview of your pension and annuity accounts. So we'll start with the pension account. Your pension account is a defined benefit plan where your employers will contribute on your behalf. The contributions are then calculated based off your accruals with a special formula used to create a monthly lifetime benefit that you'll collect at the end of your career upon eligibility. Vesting and credited service. In order to be eligible to collect a pension, you need to be vested. Vesting service plan in a year, so 1/10 of a year credit for every 100 hours. So if you work 1,000 hours, you get a full credit. To be completely vested, you need 5 credited years. That gives you automatic eligibility to collect your pension, even if you leave the fund or leave the union, let's say 10 years from retirement, you can come back and still collect that pension upon eligibility. The plan year begins on January 1st, ends December 31st. That 1,000 hours will have to be earned within that time period to get one full credit. You cannot earn more than one credit a year. Pension calculations. So how do we come up with your defined benefit value? Well, 18% of your gross pay is going to be contributed to the pension fund. Your monthly pension value accrues at 1% of those contributions. So an example, if a carpenter works, let's say rate of 2,000 hours a year, right? Carpenter Joe Wages works an average of 2,000 hours per year for his career, making $50 an hour. His gross pay for the year, that would be $100,000. Each year he works, his employer will contribute that set 18% of his gross, which would be that $18,000 per year to the pension fund. For each year this occurs, Joe's monthly pension increases by $180, as that's 1% of the $18,000 contributed. If Joe works the same amount for 30 years, his monthly pension amount would be $5,400, as that is 1% of the total lifetime contributions of his $540,000 that were made on his behalf. This is just an example, and that rate is not set for everyone. This is based on your own rates. You can do the math, by yourself. We really do recommend calling the, pension department to find out your numbers more accurately. Your annuity accounts. Your annuity account is the defined contribution plan where we use a fixed percentage of your gross wages to be invested into your own account. Now, how do we come up with your annuity account calculation? Well, 10% of your gross pay will be contributed to the annuity fund, and that's it. So different than the defined benefit as for your pension. If Carpenter Joe Wages works an average of 2,000 hours per year for his career, making $50 an hour, his gross pay per year is $100,000. Each year he works, his employer contributes 10% of his gross, or $10,000 per year, to the annuity fund. If Joe works the same amount for 30 years, he will have $300,000 in total lifetime contributions made to the annuity fund on his behalf. Joe's annuity account also accrues interest each year based off the investment returns of the annuity fund as a whole. Again, that's just an example. Use these calculations to kind of gauge where you want to be and how much you have to work for your retirement. Annuity hardship withdrawals. Now, this money is purposely intended for your retirement. However, you can withdraw from your account if necessary, and you provide ample proof to go with your reasons to withdraw that we allow. So you can withdraw from your annuity account for purchase of home or construction of principal residence or emergency repairs, prevention of eviction or foreclosure, funeral expenses, tuition fees, room and board, medical expenses, self-pay COBRA premiums. Not all withdrawals are guaranteed, so we do review the application and your proof upon acceptance of the application. Don't forget, you can view your annuity account balance and pension credits anywhere at any time on our fund website and smartphone app. If you're on the road, if you need to get a quick look at what your credentials are, just visit our website and you can get a quick access to that. If you don't know your credentials, you are going to receive a copy of this presentation in your email, and you can also view it again on our YouTube channel. And that's going to wrap it up for your retirement benefits. If there's anything that you may have missed or have a question regarding your personal account, you can always call the fund office. And now I will send it over to Pete to close us out.
Thank you, Junior. So that concludes our presentation tonight on medical and retirement benefits. And in summary, I'd just like to review with you some important items from this presentation. Important items such as the resources and communications tools that we have developed, your member dashboard and the value of all the information on that dashboard. We talked about your medical benefits and all your medical entitlements. We discussed preventative care and how important it is. We looked at your health reimbursement account, your HRA account, and some of the neat tools that you have access to in order to access your HRA. And we also talked about your pension and or annuity balances. So remember that you have access to all of these through the fund's website, or you can call the fund's office and speak directly to a fund member. So thank you for tonight, but if you give us a minute, we'll switch it over now to the live Q&A. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I hope that was informative for you. We have some great questions coming in, and I have the panelists here with me. We have Ben Camacho, Ian Rug, and Michelle Gramiak. So let's get started with the question and answer. First question, can I purchase knee pads using my health benefits with a letter from my ortho doctor?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, knee pads are not considered durable medical equipment and therefore aren't eligible to be paid for by the health fund or through your HRA.
What is the earliest age I can collect my pension?
The earliest that you can collect your pension is at age 55, so long as you're vested. Or if you are permanently disabled, you just have to send us a copy of your permanent disability award letter, and we will review that.
Thank you. What happens if I have leftover HRA money when I retire?
Great question. If you have leftover HRA money when you retire, it's actually a great thing. You can use it the same as you would as an active member. You can also use it towards your retiree medical premium each month.
Can you take the annuity out in full when you retire?
Yes, upon retiring and collecting your pension, you can pretty much have access to your account, whether it be the money purchase or profit sharing with one withdrawal per year from each account. You can either leave it there, withdraw it, go on a monthly. It's really up to you at that point.
Yeah, you also can roll it over into another qualified account. Once you are retired, you actually don't have to do anything with the annuity account if you don't want to, but you do have those options upon retirement.
Okay, this is a good follow-up question. Is there a penalty for an annuity withdrawal?
So it's not really a penalty from the fund, but if you do withdraw before retiring, there will be obviously a mandatory 20%. That's for federal tax. Depending on if you are not retired or under the age of 59 and a half, there may or may not be an additional 10% on top of that 20% for federal tax.
How can I add my wife and kids to my insurance plan?
Very simply, you can add any dependents that may come on board with any life events that you may have during the course of your life by simply going on the ncf.carpenters.fund website. There you'll see a link, or you can type in COB, which will guide you to the online COB that you can complete, which will be sent over to our staff.
Thank you, Michelle. How can I get additional HRA cards?
That's another great question. All you have to do is log on to the website, go to the web dashboard, web portal where your personal dashboard is, and there you can request more HRA cards.
Okay, I have a good follow-up question to that. Where can I go to see HRA eligible expenses?
You can go online and visit the hsastore.com. There you'll see all the HRA, HSA eligible expenses right there.
Here's another question. I'm pretty sure it's pertaining to the annuity. Can you use it for a loan to buy a house?
So there is a loan provision in the money purchase plan. There's a maximum of $50,000 of a loan that you are able to take. If you are interested in taking a loan and you have money purchase funds, please contact the fund office, and we will get you an application to fill out and work with you in getting any other additional questions answered.
Thank you. How do I know if I'm eligible for one drop?
As long as you have an active level of coverage, whether it's level 1 or level 2, you are eligible for that one drop benefit.
Awesome. Can I take out a hardship withdrawal for my son's college tuition?
Yes, you just have to provide us the ample proof regarding his tuition. I believe it's got to be for the upcoming semester. It can't be for any previous semesters. But we will review that proof in your application upon you sending it to us.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Will my pension be taxed?
Yes, your pension is taxable. We will not in-house figure out your taxes for you. You will have to go to either an accountant or a licensed tax professional. But yes, it is taxable income, so they are going to tax it eventually.
And once you do retire, you do have the ability to change the amount of tax that is taken out of your pension. We have a simple form that you would need to fill out. Again, if you need to do that, you would just contact the fund office. We'll get you the right forms, and we'll get that taken care of for you.
Okay. Can I use MD Live for behavioral health or mental health therapy?
Yes, you can use MD Live for behavioral health, whether you have questions or you're looking for a psychiatrist. You can also use that MHC benefit where you can find a psychiatrist on there as well.
Thank you. How do I take my ex-wife off my health benefits and pension?
So in the event that you do get divorced, what you would need to do is provide the fund office with a copy of your divorce decree, along with any qualified domestic relations order that is comes about. You would send that information in, and then the fund office would process that as soon as we get it.
What are my insurance options when I retire?
So upon your retirement, what we do is we encourage everyone to have a pension interview. We have been doing them over the phone for the past year, but we will be doing them in person, hopefully starting soon again. And at that time, we'll review all of your health insurance options, because really it varies per individual based on your years of service, years covered under the health fund, to determine whether you qualify for the retired health plan or not. So it's a very individual process that we like to review with the pensioners at the time that they come in.
Okay, great question. Can the HRA be used to pay doctors for services?
Yes, the HRA can be used to pay doctors for services. Depending on that service, however, you may not be able to use your card. So if that is the case, you can submit that reimbursement online or call the fund office directly.
But just to follow up on that, what I would encourage is, if you have a doctor that is telling you that they won't put a service into the insurance, any of those services do need to come through the fund to see whether they're payable. We don't want to see a member pay with their HRA for something that would otherwise be covered by the fund. And that way we save you your HRA money, and it's paid by all the applicable charges are paid by the health coverage that you've earned.
Can I pay more into my annuity accounts?
Well, not out of pocket. The way that money goes into your annuity account is per you working. So you can't just take your own money and put it in there. You do have to work and have contributions come into that account.
Okay. How do I change my direct deposit for HRA?
Very simply, again, you can log on to the website, go to the member portal to your personal dashboard. There you'll see the direct deposit information for HRA, where you can change your banking information.
Awesome. How can I get my scripts fastest?
So to fill any prescription, you would if you have a short-term prescription that you need to fill immediately, the best thing to do is to go to any of the local participating pharmacies with your Express Scripts card. We do have a mandatory mail order program for maintenance meds. So something that you take every day long-term. The easiest way to do that is get them through the Express Scripts mail order pharmacy, and you can get a 90-day supply at a time. But in addition, we also just launched a program with CVS where you can fill those 90-day supplies at your local retail pharmacy.
Great. Will my wife be covered for health coverage if I pass away?
Yes, your wife would still be covered for an additional 9 months after your passing. If you are an active member, from there on out, she would be offered COBRA coverage for 36 months. If you are retired, she would be covered as long as she's paying that monthly premium.
Okay. How do I know when I can retire?
So long as you're 55 and vested with the plan, you will be eligible to retire. That doesn't mean you have to retire. It just means you would be eligible to collect a pension.
And if you're interested in finding out what your pension benefits are, what your options are, you can please call the fund office and we can prepare a pension packet for you, mail it out to you, and walk you through any of the questions that you may have, whether you're making that, one of the biggest decisions in your life, in your working life, deciding to hang up the tools and enjoy retirement. So please contact us. We really encourage folks to come in, talk with the retirement department, so you have all of your questions answered and you're prepared for that, when you ultimately do come in and retire.
Great. I have a good follow-up question for that. How do I become vested for my pension?
You would need to become vested for your pension. You would need 5 credited service years. You get 1 full credited service year by having 1,000 hours worked. You cannot earn more than 1 credit in 1 year. The 1 is the max for a year.
But you can earn a partial year if you work less than 1,000 hours in a year. You'll receive 1/10 of a credit for every 100 hours that you work during 1 calendar year.
Great. If you qualify, what is the retirement health insurance benefit?
So the pre-Medicare retired, if you retire, qualify for the retiree health plan, the plan is essentially very similar to the active plan that you have now. So between 55 and 65, you have basically the same coverage. At 65, you would go into the Medicare plan, which right now is a Medicare Advantage plan. It's Medicare's primary, the fund's secondary. It's through Independence Blue Cross right now. And basically you have no out-of-pocket expense for any of your medical. There are prescription copays, but it's medical and prescription coverage secondary to Medicare.
Okay. So somebody asked about the health benefits when you pass away. This one is pertaining to the pension. Will the spouse receive our pension if we pass away?
That would depend on what option that you pick upon retiring. It's going to be completely up to you. And I'm assuming if the question's about a spouse, you'll have 5 options, whether it be single life options or joint and survivor options. There will be a certain amount that's guaranteed to your spouse, either for a limited time or a lifetime. It would completely depend on what option you pick. And like Ian said, we really suggest you guys come in and we'll have a discussion about it to see what option is right for you.
Okay. Next question. Do we have life insurance?
So we do not have life insurance per se. There is a death benefit if you are actively covered in the health fund and not retired. If the member passes away, there's a $30,000 death benefit that goes to your beneficiary, paid through the health fund. Once you are retired, there's a $2,500 death benefit that would go to your beneficiary, paid by the pension fund.
Okay, thank you, Ian. That's all the time we have for questions tonight. If we didn't get to your question, we will answer you privately. Don't forget you will receive this webinar in an email, and we will also post it to our YouTube channel. If you could please fill out the survey that you will be directed to after the webinar, we will greatly appreciate it. And we hope this was informative for you all. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Good night.